Hi, in this video today I'm going to reveal to you an easy 3-step process for critiquing your YouTube video. Now I'm really aiming this at people that are new to YouTube, new creators. It's your first video, it's your fifth, you're really at the start of your YouTube journey. And why am I aiming it at that particular group? Well, it's because I'm one of them. This is my second video and I'm going to show you how I critiqued my first video in this 3-step model. I'm Donna and I make content about self-development, spiritual growth for busy professionals. So let's get into it. What is this 3-step model you hear me make mention of? Well, the first step to the model is be compassionate to yourself. Now you might be eye roll, gosh yes of course, but if you've put out your first video, you might be like, yay, it's brilliant. I spent all this time, I've released it to the world, and you sat there with your popcorn waiting for your views to come in. Might have happened. And then again, it might not. So you may have gone on a roller coaster of, oh my goodness, I've done it. Oh my goodness, I'm out there. Oh my, so you feel very exposed. You might be waiting for the views to like literally go way up there and they don't, and you might feel dejected, you might feel deflated, you might just be like, what's the point? Why even bother? Equally, you might have done your homework and you know fine well you're not going to get loads of views, and so this is not a surprise. You are buckled up for the ride and you know what that ride's about. Either which way, be compassionate to yourself. So what is being compassionate? Well, it's avoiding that. Well, probably avoiding is the wrong word because I wouldn't want you to avoid any kind of feeling, but it's about not going down that rabbit hole of self-flagellation or poor me, what is it about me, and feeling pretty poopy about it. So it's avoiding that. You don't need to do that. Instead, you can be compassionate towards yourself. You can think, right, you know what, it's been a bit of a tricky time, or it is a tricky time. What can I do to care for myself right now? So it's shifting away from that poor me to, yeah, get me. So you will have your own strategies for taking care of yourself, but the nub of it is, the point of it is, be kind. What if it was your bestie who was doing this? Would you be like beating them up verbally or saying, oh, that's terrible, and oh my goodness, I can't believe you did that? No, you wouldn't. You'd be kind to them, you'd be considerate, and you would build them up. So you have to do that for yourself too. And it might be a matter of taking some self-care. It might be a matter of checking your thoughts. Check those thoughts and balance them out. You know, look at the objective data. And that brings us quite kindly into step number 2. And step number 2 is being objective. So when you come to critiquing your videos, use an objective measure. So I'm sharing with you Rolf's model, which is a what, so what, now what model. So the what is about, what was it? Well, the what for us is a YouTube video. So it's a YouTube video. You could be more specific and look at what aspect of that YouTube video we're referring to, and that comes shortly. The next section is so what. So what are the implications? What does this mean? What did I actually learn? And then the third part of Rolf's model is now what? And that's where you think, right, so I've learned this, I've critiqued my video, and what are you going to do about it? So what are the steps you're going to take? How are you going to apply this to your next video? But we need a little bit more of a model, don't we, to look at, to how do we even critique this lump of video that we've gone through. And it didn't just appear magically. You went through a process to get to the point where you have a video to upload to YouTube. So I'm going to look at presence, your recording, the structure, the editing, and the optimization. They're the 5 aspects we're going to look at, and let's hop in with the first one, and that's presence. So with presence, we're considering the oration, the voice, how you showed up, your language. your authenticity and how proximal you are to your audience. By proximal is the proximity. And not literally like how far am I from my back screen to the camera, but how close do you feel? How connected do you feel? And it links very closely with the authenticity. With my first video, I noticed with my presence, the oratory side of it, many many ers. If I had £1 or $1 for every or I cut out, I'm done. I've got too much money in the bank now, but I don't have $1 or £1 for everyone. I noticed as well that I say so a lot. So that was more editing I had to do. And I found that my voice was really shaky. It felt shaky to me. And I have a Yorkshire accent. I'm from the north of England. And as I listened back, and you have a think of it about it for yourself as well, what do you sound like? Things I can consider are the speed of my delivery. So I might slow my delivery down, knowing that I do have an accent. Or not, who knows? What else there's an I'm going to leave it in so you can see one of my that's worth £1. That's slang for £1. Eye contact. So I'm aware that I needed to look into the camera, and I thought I did that okay in my last video, but it's something I need to improve because I keep my notes, bits of paper, and I have a laptop here with some prompts on. I just use bullet points. I did speak about some personal bits, so I'm hoping that added to authenticity. And as I'm going through this video, I too am sharing my story, which again adds into that vulnerability, which makes my shoulders go up because I'm a little bit uptight about that. But I need to relax so that you as a viewer can also feel relaxed. Another tip. What will I do the next time? Well, and I've got on my list here, I'm going to introduce myself. So the first video I did, I forgot to introduce myself. So I had to put some B-roll on to say hello. I got round it, but it's one thing to think about. And one of many things we have to think about when we're doing these videos and creating things. I put a note to myself to use silence instead of my ums and ahs and all the rest of it. Let's see how I go with that. There might be many ums and ahs in the rushes. I also put that I need to do my hair and put some makeup on. With the first video I did, I didn't do those things. As I'd done the recording, I realised I hadn't zhuzhed my hair, which is this is me doing my hair, right? Okay, that's me done for the day. But I hadn't even done that, and I hadn't put makeup on. So again, I could be, well, I don't usually wear makeup, but actually I do. So my day to day, I do have a little bit of makeup on, but for whatever reason, the day that I recorded, I didn't. And I always wear earrings, and for whatever reason, I didn't. So they're in today. So that's me possibly oversharing, but the sorts of things I want you to consider on the aspect of presence. I move through then to the second aspect, which is recording. And that's to do with lighting, sound, and the set. Is the set enhancing or distracting? Now, the first time I recorded, I have a wooden lady who is positioned, she's an ornament, and I've moved that because I think that might be distracting, and the lady has been replaced with some fake foliage. I'd love to say it was a real plant, but it's not. I also noticed from my recording in terms of the lighting that I needed side lights, because I was very shadowed in my first video. So I've done that this time, so hopefully the lighting's a bit better. I also turned off my overhead lighting, which is a no, that did not help with the shadowing. Sound, I used a microphone last time, I'm using a microphone this time. I think the set's okay, but that's only my opinion. So if you've got stuff to say about the set, share. I am very happy to take feedback on that. The next aspect is structure. In structure, was there a compelling introduction? Did I deliver on the title and the thumbnail? Is there a logical flow? Is it pacey? Was it too quick? Was it too slow? Did we have that undulation? Was I too generic? Did I bring specificity in? That's a long word to say. My critique of that for my video was that I did speak to the title fairly early on in the video, but I would say I was really quite waffly and there was repetition as well. I'm avoiding that this time. My learning points are to draft specific examples I want to use and bullet point them rather than try and pull them out of thin air or other places that you might pull ideas from. My next point on the model I used was editing. So what am I looking at? Was my editing smooth? Was the B-roll complementary? Did it support what I was doing? Did it enhance or did it distract? And what was my audio like? Well, my critique on the editing is it's really hard to learn. I am completely new to editing, brand new. It was really hard. But by the time I'd done it, I had learned lots, and I will be using what I've learned in this one too. So hopefully it's smoother. There were lots of clippy bits before. I need to make sure my cuts are smooth and I can use some of the smoothing out technology there, so I will do that. Can't really say if my B-roll was okay or not. It was okay to me, and maybe that's what matters, but if my B-roll sucks, tell me. And if you've got some more ideas, don't just tell me that was terrible. Give me some ideas, come with a solution. That would be great. Editing overall, I have got a long way to go. But what about you? Maybe you're an absolute whiz at editing and some of the other bits are tricky for you. So you do your critique of yours, pull out your strengths and identify the areas you want to improve. The next section is optimization. I'm critiquing the title, the thumbnail. Did I invite people to like and subscribe? Now, I did, and I based it on did it add value, and I also added B-roll in there. How are you critiquing your video? And of course, it goes without saying, I do invite you to subscribe if you're curious as to where we go next. What else am I looking at in optimization? I'm looking at keywords, search words, hashtags. Did I put them in on my last video? Yes, I did. It's a little bit invisible to me to know if they're effective or not. I did fill in the bio. And did I use any end cards on my first video? No, I didn't, because I had no other content to link to. That said, with this one, I will be inviting you to watch my first video so you can see what this critique is about. That is a model to use for you to critique your YouTube video. So what is step 3 then? Well, step 3 is application. Apply what you have learned. How are we applying what we've learned? You put your learning in your next video. Don't feel overwhelmed. You might have a long list, and I've got quite a list of things to improve. Pick 1 or pick 2 to improve upon. This is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Make those changes that you can. Don't spend the time thinking, oh no, I can't believe I did this, and I can't believe I said that, and that was terrible. What are you going to do about it? Self-compassion, again, apply the learning. So changes I've made, I've got my lights on, I've got my makeup, I am doing less ums and all the rest of it, but I might have cut those out, so let's see. And I'm on point in terms of giving you these 3 clear steps. So the steps to recap: 1, be compassionate to yourself; 2, be objective; and 3, apply what you have learned, which hopefully you've seen in this video. Until next time, good day.